y'all to another episode of True Thoughts Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. Today is going to be an amazing, when I say an amazing episode. I'm going to touch base on a topic that I I don't talk about quite often, but I wanted to talk about because it's real. It's real life. It's who I am, and it's who I've become. So thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for all the likes. Thank y'all for all the support. Thank y'all for the ones that have subscribed to this YouTube channel. Thank y'all that have tuned in for another season, another episode. So thank y'all so much for being here, for being my support, being loving, being caring, and just cruising me through the journey. We're gonna get altitude right now. We just gonna keep going. So thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. Um, Today I'm at Cooper's Coffee Cafe. Cooper's Coffee Cafe. I didn't get coffee today. Today I went back to my tea. I wanted some tea. It's some. He wrote it on the cup, and that's one thing I think I kind of like about this place so far. Is real homey, I guess. So they wrote on my cup, citrus lemon honey. It's a citron green tea. Oh my God, I can't wait to try it. I know it's real hot right now, so I'm gonna let it do its thing over here and kind of cool off for me, and I can enjoy it throughout the show. And I busted open already. I should have waited for a second to show y'all what it looked like at first, but hey, it is what it is. I got a strawberry guava vegan pop tart, so I tore it open already, but hey, it is what it is. Can you see it? Uh, she asked me that I want it warmed up, and I told her yeah, but it's not really that warm anymore. But it'll be okay. But I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna dig into it and see what it's like, and I hope that it's good. So let's try this real quick. Okay. I just wish it was a little crispier, but I'm gonna enjoy that throughout the show. But thank y'all once again for tuning in to another episode of True Thoughts Podcast, where we come, we love, we don't judge, we teach, we protect, we push, we motivate, we help, and we do the best we can do here in this world, in this society. I got another one of the True Thoughts hoodies. So this hoodie right here, actually, I paused because y'all hear that noise. But this is the reason why I love what I'm doing now, because everything is so raw, everything is so authentic, everything is just natural. God set this up, so I'm enjoying it. I can't be mad. But these the hoodie that I wore last time, and the hoodie that I wore the last time before that. So these are the vintage ones. These is when I first, like the first print of True Thoughts. The beginning, it was like that was the beginning of what we get now. So uh these are personally for me, you know. Uh I don't it just keeps me humble. It reminds me where I came from, and it also reminds me where I'm going. Thank you, by the grace of God, just being here, and enjoying, what we're able to do and what we're able to see and have and be blessed. But we here, y'all. We here. This episode is gonna be great. It's gonna be personable. It's gonna be a learning experience. Is going to be, positive. It's going to be, uplifting. It's going to be courageous. It's going to be brave. So I just want to thank y'all for being here once again and just being the support that we have to be for each other to be able to talk about, things like this. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. And today's episode is called Young Black Lesbian in America. Young Black Lesbian in America. And when I think about when I hear that, it kind of just makes me want to just sit back for a second. It kind of makes me want to just, you know, thank God, because it's a struggle. You know how they say it's a struggle for being a black man in America, but it's also a struggle as being a young black lesbian woman in America because, just we could take it back to the biblical times, or we could take it back to the Bible, or whatever that you put your faith into. The first thing they will say is that it's wrong. You're not supposed to be doing it. You're going to hell. The judgment is real. But do you look deeper past that? Do you look at when you see that young black lesbian woman, whether it be me, whether it be your sister, whether it be your auntie, whether it be your cousin, whether it be your mother, do you look past the physical image of it, and do you think about what did that person have to endure? What did that person have to go through? What did they face? What are the choices that they make? What are the sacrifices that they had to make? The type of pain that they had to feel on a daily just to be who they are, just to be comfortable in who who the skin that they in, just to be, to get up and be another human in society. Do you look past the flesh of just the image of that person and say, okay, from them being who they are with that image and who they live as, what did they endure? And I don't think we do that, because if we did, regardless if it's just being a lesbian or a gay, it's regardless, the judgment is placed on it so heavy to where it'll strip a person down. And I can really say that I endured a lot of that. And I want to talk about it. I want to open up about it because it was a battle. It was a fight. It was a struggle. But I pushed through. Once again, I still on a daily basis, I pushed through. And it's a lot of things that I had questions that I lined up and I asked myself. And these are the questions that I want to talk to y'all about and I want to express, because once again, I said we don't talk about it enough as being who we are as people. So one of the first questions I asked myself is, and to me, I think it's the most important question is, how was my relationship with God? Nobody else. But how is my relationship with God, regardless of what I chose to do in life and who I chose to be in life? As a black young lesbian woman, how was my relationship with God, regardless of my sexuality? And I'll tell you, my relationship with God in the beginning, in my younger ages, when I was, how they say, finding yourself, and you were doing certain things, and you were around a certain group of people, and I grew up in the church. I mean, mom had us in church heavy. We were in church very heavy, and my relationship with God was there because I feel like it was forced, because you living in mama's household. You ain't paying no bills. Mama doing everything. So when mama say that this has to happen, it needs to be done. You're going to church on Wednesday. You're going to practice. You're going to find you something to do in church. You're going to go to church on Sunday. You're gonna do whatever you need to do at church. So we were in church. So I always had a relationship with God. But when I moved out of mom's house and I got into the way of the world and started living and doing the worldly things, my relationship with God changed. And I, not only just because of my sexuality, but the environments I was in, the people I were around, the things that I was doing, the things that I was consuming, just all of that. My relationship with God kind of strayed away. And it, I feel like, regardless of, I feel like, especially us, people that are in the LGBT community, your relationship with God needs to be the strongest it ever can be, because they already try to tear it down because they feel like we can't have a bond with God because we choose to live a lifestyle that's not of their liking or their doing. So I would say, let the relationship with God be top tier. Let it be at its up there, because they're gonna throw that in your face to try to tear you down, if you get what I'm saying. So always keep your relationship with God head on. And you know, after I went out into life and it tore me down, and I got to a point where I started to see your relationship with God matters the most. Nothing else matter. No other relationship matter. No other person matter. No other job matter. No other friend matter. Nothing matters but your relationship with God. And don't ever let your decisions in life disconnect you disconnect you from having a relationship with God. So, uh, my next question I would ask myself, or I did ask myself, it was, uh, how was my childhood like being in the closet, being a, and living a secret life, behind my mom, behind, my family members, behind the church folk, just how was life for me? How was my childhood? Uh, it was rough. I'll be the first to tell you, yes, it was rough. It was very rough. It was hard. It was uh, chaotic. It was confusing. It was harsh because being true to yourself is one thing, but not being true to yourself is a whole nother world. And not being true to who I was and not living in my truth about my sexuality and my childhood, it broke a lot of things, and it broke relationships, it broke self-esteem, it broke insecurity, it broke uh lack of motivational, it broke so many things from who I was, because I was afraid of being who I truly was and what I truly felt. And it made my childhood, and it made my childhood suffer, but it made me suffer too mentally. It made me suffer physically. It made me suffer emotionally, because I was afraid to say, you know what, I'm gonna step out this closet. I'm gonna face the world head on about who I am and what I love and what I enjoy doing. I'm not gonna be afraid. But because I didn't do that, I suffered. And I say I suffered bad. I suffered traumatically. I suffered in ways that, you know, I look back at it now and I was like, you were strong. You was a strong, beautiful young woman. You were strong. And I say it all over again because I look back at my life then, and I look at where I am now, and I tell myself all the time, baby girl, you were brave. I tell myself all the time, you're brave. And I'm I'm grateful and I'm happy. I'm excited, and I just thank God, man. I thank God. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna do like a collage or something of the ambiance of where I am now. It's amazing. It's crazy because it's part of a church, but it has its own little section, and it's amazing. The vibe, the energy, the chemistry around here is amazing. Um, I just hope that life, I ain't gonna say I hope, I know that life is doing its thing. God is doing his thing. The universe is doing its thing. And we are living in an abundance of joy and peace and gratitude. Like, I was on my way here and I was just so excited. I prayed, I meditated. I was so excited because I'm here to face more of my truths. I'm here to speak out more of my truth. I'm here to eat some more of this guava vegan Pop Tart. Um, it's not too sweet. I like that. But be you. Be true to yourself. One thing I would tell the younger me, if I can go back and talk to the younger me, I would say, girl, Hold your head up, smile, stick your chest out because you're amazing. Oh my God, the tea bags, y'all. The tea bags look phenomenal. It's like like a loose leaf tea, but be true to yourself. We not true to ourselves. Life will never happen the way it needs to happen. God's not gonna put us in those positions and places and around those people that we need if we're not being true to ourselves. So be true to yourself. Another question I ask myself is, how did it affect, relationships with my family and etc. And baby, I'm gonna tell y'all this. The hardest relationship, the hardest pill to swallow for the hardest relationship I had to encounter was with my mama. And now that I look back on it, it's I thought I was letting her down. I thought I was letting her down because I wanted to be who I wanted to be. I wanted to be true to myself. I wanted to be the best version of myself at such a young age. And I thought that because I was being true to myself, I was letting my mom down. So I really didn't care. I mean, I did, but ultimately I really didn't care. It was the relationship with my mom that I had always wanted. I wanted for her to accept me. I wanted her to love me. I wanted her to be a part of my growth in the LGBT community. I want her to embrace that she had a daughter in the LGBT community. I wanted so much, so much from the relationship with my mom and my relationship with myself and being who I wanted to be broke the relationship I had always wanted from my mom because it broke trust. It broke, I don't never think my mom stopped loving me, but it kind of put, you know, it didn't give her the opportunity to love me the way she wanted to because of my sexuality. And, am I mad? Then yes. Now no, because she was young too. She was growing up, raising kids by herself, trying to figure out the adult life the same way that any other parent would have been doing. So, you know, then yeah. Now, no. I love my mom and I appreciate, her for raising me to be the woman that I am today. She did a phenomenal job and I want to give her kudos. Shout out to Ma Duke. Shout out to Paulette. I love you. Thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you for everything that you're still doing. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for believing in, our relationship that we can build. Thank you for knowing that we can have a relationship regardless of my sexuality. Just thank you so much. And that was, like I said, that was the most important relationship to me, was a relationship with my mom. Like that right there, my sexuality broke that. And when it broke it, my life was, that was what I fought for a lot of my life, a lot of my early 20s, I fought for that. And I kept fighting. And here we are now. We can hang out. We can, love each other the way we need to love each other and be there for the way we need to be there for each other. And, you know, I just, um, I'm happy and I'm blessed. I am. Another question that I will ask myself, or I have asked myself, is what was the hardest part? Or what is the hardest part? I'm going to speak now and then I'll speak back then. So I think the hardest part about being a young black lesbian woman in America today is that the criticism is so sick. The the downplay of it is so sick. The judgment of it is so sick when it's a million and one other things out here that's even more worse or harsh than the lifestyle that I choose to live, the happiness I choose to endure, the love I choose to share, and everything that I just said pertaining to my sexuality was positive. And I used to say it all the time, whether it be from family members, whether it be from friends, whether it be from coworker management. You look at you look at the breakdown of this person. You say, you know, they're smart, they're loving, they're caring, they're honest, they're protective, they work hard, they have a job, they take care of themselves, they have a car, they own a business, they're a multi-million-dollar person. They opened up schools in Africa. They opened up community centers in their community they were raised in, but they're lesbian, but they're part of the LGBT community. Every positive thing attribute I just said that can pertain to a person went out the window because they're part of the LGBT. And that, I think that is probably the most hardest thing to swallow and to see and to feel, is because a person can be everything and more that you want. And because they tell you they're part of a community that embrace each other, that support each other, that are there for each other, that stick with each other, you push it out the window. You feel like it's still the most hardest thing to do. I'm about to try my citron. I want, you know what? So I realized that I have to drink tea a different way because I always burn my bottom lip, a little hole right there. It don't work. So I have to drink it like this. Oh, that's good and earthy. Oh, that's real good and earthy, y'all. Shout out to Cuppa Cafe out here in Las Colinas, Texas. Shout out to y'all, baby. Amazing place to come. I'm telling you, the ambiance, y'all, is so beautiful around here. If this was like a hallway in my home or a space where I could just come post up, like in a hallway in my home, this is where I would come all the time. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Um, I want to say this to anybody out there, whether you're young, middle age, or older, that embrace our community, whether you're a part of our community or you support our community. I want to say thank you. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for being true to you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for caring. Thank you for not being negative. Thank you for being positive. Thank you for embracing. Thank you for motivating, empowering. Thank you for the acceptance that the others choose not to do, because we are a community of loving, a community that cares, a community that protects, a community that honors. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And shout out to any black lesbian. Shout out to any lesbian. Shout out to anybody in the LGBT community. I love y'all, baby. I'm here with you. I'm living it. We loving it. And we're gonna embrace it, and we're gonna be true to ourselves. So be y'all, be the best you can be. Promise. Don't let nobody take you away from you. Don't let nobody do that. Um, Another thing that I would probably say is one of the hardest, or some of the hardest, or hard things that I had to encounter, just being who I am. Uh, well, I want to kind of piggyback on what I said before. The hardest things when I was younger. So it was keeping this shit a secret. Oh my God. Like, ugh. Listen, y'all, I gotta bite my Pop Tart. Cause this gonna be some sweet tea. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop bullshitting. The hardest part when I was younger, it was keeping this shit a secret. I'm talking about, listen, my mom, listen, y'all. Shout out to my dukes. I love you. But this is true thoughts. I gotta be true to who I am. It was hard keeping it a secret. You know, my mom wasn't a strict. She was okay. I'm gonna be honest. She was strict as hell, especially on me. And now that I'm older, I realize why she was so strict. I was her only girl, and I was her baby girl. So I get it now. I understand. But dog, my mom was strict. You know, I'm talking about strict, not like strict to where I was sneaking out the house. Never had the balls to do that, but she was strict. You know, when I say strict, going through phones. Listen, I didn't got my tail whooped at school because I'm smelling my drawers. Mom was strict, and I'm gonna tell y'all a story that I went through, and I'll never forget. And I think that right there was that defining moment of all you can do is be you. So, little story time, y'all. All right, y'all, story time. Hope y'all ready for this story time. So, look, check this out. So, I never forget this. I was at home, chilling, hanging out. It was me, my brother, my mom, my cousin. We're just hanging out at the house. And this is the time where being true to who I am, meaning living in my truth and my sexuality, I was hiding. I was sneaking. I'm talking about closing room doors, trying to get on the phone, turning the volume downs on the phone, putting fake names under numbers. I'm talking. I was doing the whole shebang, trying to hide who I truly was, and I never forget. I'm in my room, and this is where landlines was banging back then. Me and my brother shared a landline, and we had like these dope phones where you could change your voice. Just every time it was just cool. So I'm in my room, my brother and my cousin, then his room. I'm on the phone. I mean, I'm caking. When I say I'm caking, I'm caking. Like I'm talking about chopping it up, like chopping screwed. Okay, and I'm chopping it up. Me and the girl, we're talking and da da da. We getting all lovey dovey. And my mom's in there. She's doing some work. You know, we're just talking, and I'm getting ready to end the conversation because when you sneaking doing what you doing, you be having things mapped out. You be having things planned out. You got to be strategic with these things because you get caught up, the world is coming down. Okay, all right, so I'm chopping it up, da da da. We about to get off the phone. Oh, I can't believe I'm telling y'all this story. I'm about to get off the phone, and me. I look back at my suave ass, and I said, "I love you, baby. I love you, baby." And when I say I get a "I love you too" back, as soon as the phone, the phone where the part you put up to your ear, and then the part you put it back on, it didn't even get the chance to kiss. It didn't even touch. I mean, as soon as I got there, my brother and my cousin come running out the room. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. I'm talking about they come running out the room like I'm thinking like Michael Jordan outside or something. Like, what's going on? I'm like, what's going on? Mama. Oh, Kia gay, mama. Mama Kia gay. She just told a girl that she love her. Oh, mama. I'm talking about like, I'm thinking they had a circus or something. I'm like, what the hell? And here I go. No. I was talking to a boy. He telling my mama, and I don't remember all that verbatim. I know I was panicking, baby. When I say I was panicking, oh, I was panicking, Lord. God damn, this shit. excuse my language. When I go back and I look at it, I just be like, oh my goodness. I'm like, no, mama, that was a girl I was talking to. Da, da, da. My mama hit me with the okie doke. Call her. See, and at that time, I was in high school. I got a little smarter, okay? So it was guys that found me attractive, and it was guys that liked me and wanted to date me. I didn't find them attractive, and I didn't want to be with them or date them. But I had to keep them at somewhat close range just so I can have them just in case things like this happen. I had to pretend that I like one thing. In reality, I love another thing. So she says, call. No problem. So can. Do, 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 do. Okay. Phone ringing. Brrr, brrr. Somebody pick up the phone. I'm like, hey, can I talk to such, 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 such? They like, he not here. So I tell mama, well, he not there. Hang up the phone. Now, mind you, all this is happening in less than like 5 minutes. I'm talking about like time is ticking. I'm talking about it's on crack today. Time is going. And I'm like, I'm just standing there. I'm like, she was like, that was fast. He just left that fast. And at that moment, that's when all the walls start crumbling down on me. My mama started breaking me down. I said breaking me down, got the truth out of me. Had to call back the girl I was talking to. And that was a moment of my mama stripped me raw. When I say strip me raw. Changed a lot. Changed a lot. And it's just stories like that I look back at and the things I went through just to be who I am. It's funny now, but when I was living it, it wasn't funny. So, if I could say one thing, always be true to yourself. Always be true to yourself, baby. Hindering you for the satisfaction of not letting somebody else down. Love who you love so you can be loved. I know. Crazy story, right? Don't judge me. I had to do what I had to do, okay? Listen, I was young, I was sneaky, and I was doing what I needed to do so I wouldn't get caught up. But it happened, and I'm glad that happened when it happened because that let me know that I would go to the extent on trying to be who I really felt like who I was. And, you know, trust me, that happened on several occasions and several different times. And, you know, I went through a lot, and but like I said, man, sneaking and trying to hide it, and I look back at it, and I remember what my mom told me, and I remember what she said. If you gotta sneak and hide to be doing it, that means you don't need to be doing it. And hearing those words it just made me realize you gotta be yourself. You gotta be yourself. You can't worry about what nobody else is saying. You can't worry about what nobody else is feeling about you or thinking, whatever. You just gotta be true to yourself. So, you know, certain moments I look back at and I'm just like, oh wow, like, it was. I mean, hey, but I'm glad I went through that because it it just allows me to appreciate myself, uh, appreciate me and who I am and my sexuality. And I just want to let anybody out there that is, hiding this type of information from your mom or your parents because you feel like you're being judged, you know, tell them, talk to them, don't be afraid. Um, I realized my mom finding out. To me, this is how I feel. My mom finding out, I think it hurt her more of her finding out than me coming to her. And we both were young. I was young, and I was afraid. I didn't know what to do or what to say or how to come to it because I seen, how other people that were close to me were being treated just based off of them being who they were. So, it's okay. I look at it now and, I embrace it still and I continue to fight to be the best version of myself and be as true as possible. I can be true to me and I love my life and I'm happy and I know that God has his hands and his spirit and his love wrapped all in me, outside of me, up and down, left and right. So I'm protected and I'm okay. So, it's okay. And another question I would probably ask myself, or someone were to ask me, what are some of my happiest moments? Uh, what was or what is or present or past, and just being around people like me, not being in the spotlight. I can go in a room or be in an environment or be with people or even with people that just accepted me. That felt good. That made me happy. And knowing that I can be who I am, I'm not have to pretend or keep my phone on vibrate the whole time or, you know, push the person that I was dating off at the time because I'm around certain people and I can't talk to them. And it was just so chaotic, being who I was at a young age and not knowing that I would be accepted for who I was at a young age. But I'm here now. I'm loved me no matter what. Nobody can never tell me that I'm wrong for what I'm doing. Nobody can never tell me that what I'm doing and who I am and who I choose to be true to myself, that it's an abomination to anything, that I'm disgusting, or they can say any hurtful or hateful thing. If that's what they choose to do, then hey, that's what they choose to do. But I love me, love you, and love yourself. Don't let nobody else tell you that. So the happiest moments is just, just being accepted. Not that I care, but no one wants to be around somewhere where they know they're not accepted or the energy or the aura is off. So that's cool. It's cool. Uh, being a lesbian as an adult, I think that's like the coolest thing in the world because I could do what I want to do. I can do what I want to do. I can wear what I want to wear. I can go where I want to go. I can hang out with who I want to hang out with. Uh, I can I can just whatever. I don't have to ask permission to be who I am. And I think that's the most honest thing in the world. I know it might sound childish. I don't care, but just being able to say, you know, I can be me. I can get up every day and I can be me. I think that is the funnest thing in the world, and I wouldn't change it. Just being an adult, just being me, being true, being Takia Davis, whether if I was a lesbian or not, that is the most fun thing in the world. Just being myself as an adult, and I love it. I enjoy it. I embrace it. Uh, I advocate it. I feel like everybody should do that. Be yourself. Be true to who you are. Don't bend. Don't fold. Don't fake the funk. Um, so I want to talk about my relationships. Being in this community, living this lifestyle. I want to compare my relationships to then and now. So the relationships when I was younger were brutal. Yeah, they were brutal when I got older too, but they were brutal because I was young. I was naive. I just wanted to be accepted. I wanted to be around people where I thought they accepted me. When really reality, they wasn't accepting you. They were using you because you were so naive. You were so gullible. You were so oblivious to what they were getting from you because you just wanted to be accepted in this lifestyle you were living and wanted to be loved by people, but in an intimate way by you know, young women that you thought that loved you but didn't. And then as you got older, you did the same thing because you were so wrapped up in just the love. I used to tell people all the time, I think I went through relationships with women for a long time because I was looking for the love that I wanted from my mom and the women. I, and it's crazy. And I think that's why I searched and went through so many toxic relationships and trying to be with certain people that God didn't have fit for me, just because I was searching for the love that I wanted from my mom. I was trying to go find it in these different women that I was talking to, and it wasn't getting me anywhere. It was doing no good. So just to know that uh, put me in a different headspace too, and just also knowing that too, it's like you got to do better. You got to have better relationships. You got to put yourself in better relationships. And it's crazy to say that when me and my mom relationship got better, I started to see I didn't need to go find a relationship in other women that I wanted in my mom. I need to go find a relationship in my mom. The love I wanted from my mom, I need to go find that. And when I did that, relationships got better. I allowed myself to be me, and and not so much to be me, but I allowed myself the love that was cultivated in their relationship, let it be, versus trying to say, okay, is this the love that I would get from my mom in this relationship? So it's amazing. Like I said, relationships when I was younger, they were toxic. They're bad. And when I got older, they got bad. But once I started to see, and like I said, got that relationship with my mom, relationships got better. I was able to, really have, more healthy relationships. Like that, for example, the relationship I am in now, I think it's the most healthiest relationship. God, I just said thank you. This is the most healthiest relationship I've ever been in, and it just feels amazing. It just feels amazing. Another thing is, what would I change now? What would I change? What would I change? And I wouldn't change nothing because I love me. I love who I'm going into becoming. I love uh, the clarity that I'm receiving from God. I love the blessings that I'm receiving from God because I'm being my true authentic self. I'm being my true authentic self. I don't have to uh, wear the big baggy clothes to show that I'm a lesbian. I don't have to do certain things to show I'm a lesbian. Be true to you. And when you're true to yourself and you're authentic to yourself, true and authentic things attract to you. So I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change nothing for the world. I wouldn't change nothing for the world. And I don't want y'all to change. Like when you get older, see this. And I think I wish I had a person in my life like how I am that I would be in somebody else's life. So I have a young cousin. She's a younger person, and she's in the lifestyle that I'm living too. And just to be able to tell her certain things and give her certain advice about certain things, and you know help her with certain things, and it just feels good because I wish I had that growing up. I wish I had a mentor growing up, somebody that I can confide to, my OG, to help me lead the way. uh but we gotta just embrace our community. We gotta embrace our community. We gotta love our community like we have no other. And that's why I wouldn't change, because I know what I want to do when it comes to my community. So uh before this episode ends, I want to talk to my youth. When I say youth, I believe youth is anybody younger than who you are. Okay? Youth doesn't mean you gotta be 15, 20 years younger than you. Anybody younger than you is a youth. To me, that's my opinion. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. That's my opinion. But I kind of want to shed light to the younger people that's growing up in my lifestyle. Be careful. Be careful who you confide into. Be careful who you trust. Be careful who you hang around. Uh, Be careful who you're sleeping with. Know your status. Get tested. Uh, really know, because this lifestyle isn't easy. Trust me. I've had family member that got taken away from this world that we live in just based off their sexuality. I've seen a family member get tortured, like brutally, verbally, mentally, because she chose to be, her true self at that time. And we see people on the daily that get jumped and kicked out of parents' homes and not given proper love because they choose to want to be the best them they can be, whether it's with a man or a woman or whatever, a woman and a woman and a man and a man. They choose to be their true authentic self. So I just want to tell the youth of this world, be careful. Protect our community. Continue to protect our community. Continue to be true to our community. Continue to build our community. You know, this this is not a fashion statement. This is a lifestyle. You know, I look back on it, I look back and I remember when I was younger and I went back to my old high school and to go visit, some old teachers, and I would see the the high school students, and I see, what they would call baby studs and or baby lesbians or whatever, and I'm just like, what we fought and went through just for them to be able to wear it as a fashion statement was kind of insulting a little bit in my opinion when I first looked at it. But I had to also understand times have changed. The acceptance of people have changed. We have learned to accept people for who they are, and you know it's a battle of being in this community on a daily basis and living the lifestyle that we choose to live on a daily basis. So when I tell my youth, growing up, just be safe, be smart. If this is what the lifestyle you choose to live, know that it's going to be good days, it's going to be bad days. There's going to be always someone out there to try to tear you down, always someone out there to try to judge you. Always someone out there to try to tell you what you're doing is wrong. Always someone out there to try to tell you that God is gonna you're not going to heaven. And it's like, now that I look at it, it's like no matter what you do, somebody always gonna judge. So be free. Shout out to all my black lesbian women in America. I love y'all. Continue to be who you are. Continue to embrace yourself. Continue to honor who you are. Be proud. Be proud. Be proud in who you are. Stand tall on those 10 toes and be brave and continue to be who you are no matter what the world tells y'all. I want to thank y'all once again for tuning in to another episode of True Thoughts. And I just want to say, I love y'all. Don't forget to follow. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, invite people, continue to advocate, teach, health is wealth, unlearn and relearn. I can't wait to another episode. Next week, we're going to sit here and bring more truth and love and wisdom and knowledge to the table. I just want to say thank y'all once again. True Thoughts really appreciate y'all for always being there, loving us, caring for us, being supportive. And we have so much going to do. Uh, Mom, I love you. Baby, I love you. Family, I love you. World, I love you. Be safe these Christmas holiday, New Year's, and we'll see y'all next week, baby. Peace.
Style. Style is the answer to everything.